The Magnaflow should appeal to the Raptor owners out there who like the sound of the factory exhaust system, but maybe just crave a little bit more volume and a little bit more bark from that high output EcoBoost power plant. Now, prospective buyers can look forward to 409 grade stainless steel, 3-inch mandrel bent tubing throughout, all for a price point of around $1,000. This thing will get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me, as it is a 100% bolt-on job, but we will have more on that later on. So MagnaFlow is one of the first to toss their hat into the aftermarket exhaust offerings for the EcoBoost powered Raptor, and they've come up with a system that will not only produce more sound and a little bit more power, but also a better construction as well, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's get to the reason why we are all here in the first place, and that is, of course, more sound. And listen, guys, this isn't the time or place to discuss V6 versus V8 power plants here with the new Raptor. Instead, I want to focus in on the sound you can expect from the MagnaFlow system, and ultimately you guys can be the judge. You heard the sound clips, but overall the MagnaFlow takes what the factory system gives you in regards to overall sound and just turns it up a few notches. It maintains that nice deep tone with really no rasp to speak of overall, and it gives you a little bit more noise within the cabin as well. So going to my wake to neighbor scale, I have this thing coming in at a middle of the road 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake to neighbor scale. If you want a deep sounding exhaust with no rasp, this is certainly a good one to check out. And it is going to produce a little bit more noise inside the cab, but it's nothing that's going to be overbearing while cruising. But let's talk about how that sound is shaped, and of course it always starts with the muffler, right? And that is of course the case here with the MagnaFlow. You're looking at their MF series muffler, a very popular offering that they've incorporated with a lot of their late model truck market, including the other EcoBoost market from Ford. Now, this 18-inch case muffler does feature an integrated crossover within the muffler itself, which is going to help round out the sound, keep that nice deep tone, and keep things relatively rasp-free. And listen, guys, I've said it before in previous videos, I'll say it again here with this particular system. The MF series muffler, or the MagnaFlow systems in general, continue to be one of my top choices for the EcoBoost powered trucks. Doesn't matter if it's a 2.7, the standard 3.5 Eco, or the Raptors 3.5. They just have a nice way of producing a little bit more sound, because after all, that's what we're all here for. But at the same time, it's a nice smooth tone overall. It's certainly not over the top, and it's a very daily driver friendly system. Well, let's break this thing down from a material and construction standpoint. And again, guys, you're looking at high quality stainless steel, 409 grade to be exact. Yes, I know it's not 304 grade, but at the end of the day, the 409 is still a very solid material overall. Good corrosion resistance, and at the same time, it's not going to be crazy expensive like some of those 304 grade systems out there. It's a good way of helping keep the price in check. In addition to that 409 grade stainless steel, MagnaFlow always comes correct with their construction, guys. Beautiful welds throughout, nothing that looks shoddy at all. 3-inch mandrel bent tubing, all exiting out the factory location, that dual split rear exit configuration. But check these things out, man. Absolutely massive tips from MagnaFlow. 5 inches in diameter to be exact. We're showing you the polished on the table. We also offer this in a high temp black as well. The black's gonna cost you a little bit more, but it is also available. Well, let's switch gears and talk about the install a little bit more here, guys. And I'm just gonna graze over a few of the big steps. And it really is a simple job. Bolt-on job, no cutting, no permanent modification. So therefore, call it 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe an hour or 2 from start to finish, depending on how fast you work. As far as your tool list, well, extremely simple, guys. The tool bag will be pretty light for this one. 10mm socket, 13mm socket, 15mm socket. Obviously, a way to get the truck in the air is always helpful, so a lift will be the preferred method of choice. And then a hanger removal tool is always helpful, in addition to some spray lubricant. PB Blast, WD-40, whatever you have laying around the garage, as it will be helpful with some of those rubber exhaust hangers. Now, before you can install the shiny new system, you have to remove that factory system first, so get to work removing that factory exhaust. MagnaFlow does lay out very clearly how to do so, but basically you're just removing a few band clamps throughout the system. Set them aside because some of them will be reused. Now, with the factory system out of the way, you can get to work hanging the new MagnaFlow, but keep in mind Super Crew owners will be using an extension pipe that MagnaFlow does toss in with this system. Now, you're going to want to start from front to back here, doing one side at a time. Snug up your clamps as you go, but don't over tighten them. This way you can kind of tweak those pipes, make sure there's no clearance issues, and get that tip set exactly where you want it before hammering home those clamps with your cordless impact or your socket set. Repeat these steps for the next side and your installation is complete. Wrapping this one up, guys, the MagnaFlow systems continue to be a top choice again with me for the EcoBoost powered trucks, and that certainly hasn't changed here with their Raptor offering. Nice deep tone overall with a solid build, all for around $1,000 bucks. So be sure to grab one for your Raptor right here at AmericanTrucks.com.